So you have to find that balance between extracurriculars and your academics.
Okay, so you're telling me not to be involved in too many clubs, but at the same time, you're telling me to go to the Convocation?
Yeah, I think you should.
What's so great about Convocation?
What's so great about Convocation?
Convocation's awesome! OMM is cool when you're part of a team. Convocation's awesome! We're living our dream. Yeah, we're living our dream.
All right, I'm gonna go.
So join the Master Builders.
And be the special!
Convocation is an educational event where students and attendings can come and learn more and participate in workshops and lectures and a lot of hands-on time and hone your skills and get better at osteopathic manipulation.
Convocation is the only convention that I know of that has a separate program specifically to students, and it's directed at their level of learning. And it's students who determine the program.
It's kind of a feeling you get, and when you're leaving there, you're sad you're going, because it's such a monumental experience to get to hang out with all these people that wrote the books that you study from.
Interacting with all the professors there, these are the legends of OMM. We had time to really get one-on-one contact and get a feel for how they practice, what OMM means to them, how they've developed their OMM over the course of many years, and how the field has changed.
Opportunity to really put your hands on other people and open up your mind to different thoughts and possibilities. They had OMM for nerves. So there's OMM for muscles and bones, but at Convocation I learned about OMM for nerves.
Just to see that OMM could be applied in any way to any person and really modified, can be modified to the individual, that was really awesome.
It was one of the most rewarding conferences I've been to during my med school career. And it really opens up your mind to what OMM can do. And it helps you hone your skills, especially if you really like OMM. And even if you don't, and if maybe you're a bit skeptical, I think it's a great experience to go to, just because you see that there's so many different ways that you can use it.
The interactions I've had with all of the different students from all the different schools, I think you get a great opportunity to learn from them, to hear what their schools are like, to kind of compare things that we have that we kind of take for granted sometimes.
You're there learning, you're there knowing just with your two hands, trying to treat people, learning how to manage and also diagnose. Basically, like I said, this is what sets us apart from most doctors. And if you want to learn more about that, coming to an osteopathic school, I think it would behoove you to at least come to one of these conferences, convocations, just to get an even deeper understanding of what osteopathy is about.
I can definitely see myself going back to Convocation. This is something that I hope to have time for, or actually I want to make time for.
Networking is a huge part of the experience, and finding out what else is out there, because sometimes you get so pigeonholed into what's right in front of you, or you're only talking to classmates who are 1 year ahead of you, maybe 2 years ahead of you. And so talking to people from other schools, talking to fourth years, talking to third years, talking to residents, just gives you a much broader professional scope.
Try to get your name out if you're interested in doing any fellowships, any extra training, any kind of rotations, OMM rotations, be it. This is a great way to network, and it's not just osteopaths, there's also pediatrics, there's OB-GYN, there's surgeons that come to these conferences, and they do partake and also is interested in doing OMM.
And I think meeting different people from all over the country was a great experience as well. You get to make friends from different schools, meet different professors, and there's sort of this transfer of knowledge that happens. And it's great energy to be there.
You have an interest that you share. I think that's really important, that you meet like-minded people that you can kind of learn from and keep in touch with, and always know that you have those people to fall back on.
The other great thing about Convo is being able to spend time with the faculty here. It's very different to have them be in the classroom and you sitting down listening to them lecture, or be in the OMM lab while they're going around. This is the first time you really get to see them outside of the classroom and be able to interact with them, not simply as student and teacher.
So we always take our students out to dinner, which is always a lot of fun, to see your attendings let their hair down and really meet other alumni of the school who either did residency here or who went to school here, and we always send the word out to bring them out so they get to meet people again who they wouldn't otherwise meet, and alumni get to still feel tied to the school. And then they have residency fairs for OMM residencies and things like that, and you get to meet people who are in different stages of their career and talk to them and get advice. Evening with the Stars and Stripes. That is where attending physicians who have been out in practice, usually for a while, come out, and it's sort of a free-for-all of training. Students show up and they sit at a table with an attending, and the attending will start treating someone and showing them different models of treatments or different approaches to different diagnoses or different disease processes.
You get the opportunity to talk with a lot of the physicians that lead the field, that discover new techniques, do certain treatments. You spend a lot of time watching them treat people, and also, sometimes you get the opportunity to get treated yourself, which is kind of wild because you walk away from that experience, one, feeling awesome, and two, having taken a couple techniques that you might not learn in your school.
It's just a big open room full of tables, and the big people in the profession, the people who wrote the books, the people who are the masters at their craft, come down and just stand at a table, and you can literally walk up to them and say, hey, I'd like to learn more about your technique, tell me more about it. And somebody will come and they'll start working on that person and showing you hands-on, one-on-one time, very small group setting, and it's really how knowledge is passed down in our profession.
So it's Stars and Stripes, the stars being the attendings and the stripes being the students. It's learning for the sake of learning, and it's getting to see different perspectives and things that are not on our syllabus just for the sake of learning it, just because it's fun and it's interesting and it's something that you can bring back home and use.
This is a place I need to come back to on a regular basis.
I wanted to go to at least one conference in the year, and I said, if I'm going to an osteopathic school, I think it makes sense that I would try to go to the conference that's about osteopathic medicine.
It's the kind of experience that you're not going to get from other conferences.
It's basically the mecca of OMM. It's the Super Bowl, the World Series, where everybody waits for this. All the osteopaths wait for this.
I'd say that you should definitely take this opportunity to go to Convocation. It is a great experience. You're never going to experience anything quite like it.
It's something you should definitely do at least once in your lifetime as an osteopathic physician, to really get to know what it's like and to see OMM in action in other venues than what you typically see at your medical school or at your institution.
Just go. You have to go.
But you just have to trust me on this one. If you ever believe me about anything in the past, just believe me on this one. Go to Convocation. It's a life-changing event.